Jamie Dornan couldn't keep calm when he heard the news that Dakota publicly loved Sam Heughan. Los Angeles was bathed in a golden sun, but Jamie Dornan's penthouse was a block of ice. He was reading an email from his manager, his hand trembling slightly as he held his coffee cup. The subject line was clearly visible in his inbox: Dakota Sam, it's official. Jamie clicked open the post. The first photo that appeared was Dakota Johnson, the woman who had been his co-star, the center of his emotions, smiling brightly under the Santorini sunset, holding hands. Jamie's throat was dry. He stood up, dropping his coffee cup on the floor. "No way," he muttered. The news spread like wildfire around the world. Dakota Johnson, the star of 50 Shades, had officially announced her relationship with the handsome actor of Outlander, Sam Heughan, after weeks of speculation. The photo of them kissing on a yacht had stamped it all. Jamie turned off the screen. But the image kept playing in his mind, her lips on someone else, not him. The past is never past. While filming 50 Shades of Grey, Jamie and Dakota had what they called chemistry that burned through all boundaries. Even though Jamie was married, and Dakota was private about her personal life, the emotional nights behind the scenes, the glances that lasted longer than the script allowed, made them both know something was up, even though they never admitted it. Once, during the final scene of 50 Shades Freed, Dakota actually cried. Not because of Anna, but because the moment felt like an unnamed farewell. Jamie had almost said something too, but he had chosen to stay silent. He had thought she would wait. He had hoped that time would bring them closer. But then, she had chosen someone else. Stormy night in the studio. The next day, Jamie was filming at a studio in Vancouver. He couldn't concentrate. Every line was choked in his throat. The director yelled, "Cut," several times and asked for a 10-minute break. In the break room, Jamie slammed his hand on the mirror. A colleague asked softly, "Are you okay?" Jamie didn't answer, but he picked up his phone and opened Instagram, where a photo of Dakota leaning on Sam had more than 8 million likes. Unable to bear it any longer, he texted, "Jamie, weren't you going to tell me?" Dakota, who had seen it but didn't reply. Just like that, Jamie felt his heart clench. The encounter party, where no one was prepared. 3 weeks later, a film party was held in Beverly Hills. Jamie knew Dakota and Sam would be there. He hesitated but went anyway, in a black suit, looking calm. Inside, the storm was still raging. When Dakota walked in hand with Sam Heughan, the room seemed to hold its breath. Jamie stood exactly 7 meters away. Dakota saw him first. Her eyes swept over him briefly, like an old wind returning at the right moment. But it was enough to pull Jamie back into his memories. After a few glasses of whiskey, Jamie couldn't help but step forward. "Are you happy?" he asked softly. Dakota looked into his eyes. She nodded, as light as the rain that was about to fall. "Yeah, I think we're finally okay with Sam." Jamie couldn't help but say it. Dakota smiled faintly. Is a man who knows what he wants. And doesn't wait too long to say it. The words were like a knife. Jamie turned away. His heart was no longer beating in rhythm. When the media teases the silence, the next day, the news broke. Jamie Dornan furious after Dakota Johnson publicly declares love for Sam Heughan. Paparazzi caught Jamie walking out of the party with a tense expression and red eyes. Comments on social media exploded. Jamie is still clearly in love with Dakota. Sam is just a rebound. This is the hottest love triangle in Hollywood in 2025. Reporters stopped Jamie outside the studio, asking if he had any wishes for Dakota and Sam. Jamie only responded with one sentence, Good luck to them, because loving Dakota is never easy. The unsent letter. That night, Jamie sat in front of his apartment window, pen in hand, writing in the old notebook he had brought with him when he filmed 50 Shades. Dakota, maybe I was wrong to stay silent for so long. Wrong to not admit my true feelings. I thought I would have time, but I forgot that you were the one who didn't wait. When I saw you with Sam, I wasn't jealous, I just regretted it. I regret that I never said, I love you, Jay. He closed the notebook and put it in a drawer. The letter was never sent. The last dream, and the new light. The following month, Jamie took on a new role, a complicated villain who loved a woman to the point of self-destruction. When he read the script, he chuckled. My life has been rewritten, except for the character's name. During an interview, the host asked, "What do you think of Dakota and Sam?" Jamie was silent for a few seconds. Then he smiled. "They are a beautiful couple. And I think, not everyone you love is the one you keep." The sentence melted millions of fans, and Dakota, in another studio, also unconsciously turned her head to look out the window, where the sunset was exactly like the day she and Jamie filmed their last scene.